Libra, something big is happening tomorrow, September 27. Two destined souls are about to enter your life, and when they do, everything will shift. This isn't luck. This is divine design. A moment the universe wrote in the stars long before you got here. Welcome to Zodiac Whisper Tarot. If you're here, it's because something inside you already knows. Tomorrow is not just another day on the calendar. It's a cosmic turning point tailor-made for your sign. Whether you're a Libra sun, moon, or rising, or even if Libra sits strong in your Venus or North Node, what I'm about to share with you could change everything. So take a breath. This moment was meant for you. Libra, you are the bridge between light and shadow, the keeper of balance, beauty, and grace. But let's be honest, so often, you give your light to others and leave none for yourself. You bring peace to everyone else's chaos, but who suits you? Who tells you that you deserve more than survival? Who reminds you that joy is not just for others, it's your birthright too? Tomorrow, the universe does. September 27th is not ordinary. The moon is in Sagittarius, stirring divine meetings and soul contracts. Venus trines Uranus, expect the unexpected in love and abundance. And Mercury, still in Virgo, ensures that clarity comes in the simplest messages. A text. A glance. A quiet moment. These are not random. They are sacred codes activating a greater path. Two people will arrive, one to bring healing love, and the other to open the next chapter of your calling. You may not recognize them right away, but your soul will. The first will make you feel like home inside yourself. No games. No doubt. Just peace. The second will unlock a door financially, spiritually, or professionally that you've been staring at for years without knowing how to open. That's why you're here. You're not just listening to a horoscope. You're aligning with divine timing. And before we go any further, let me take a moment to say this: thank you. Thank you for showing up, for trusting your intuition, for choosing this space. Every like, every comment, every subscription brings you closer to this soul-guided family we're building here at Zodiac Whisper Tarot. You're not alone. And the fact that you pressed play today is not coincidence, it's confirmation. So let me ask you something, Libra, what energy brought you here today? What has your soul been silently calling in? Take a moment and comment below to claim it. Use the number 999 if you're ready to end one chapter and begin something divine. Your words are not just comments, they're agreements with the universe. Stay with me until the very end, because what I'm about to unfold goes beyond prediction. It's transformation. There's a message in today's reading that will speak directly to the part of you that's been waiting to exhale. A message that reminds you, you are not broken, you are becoming. So breathe in deeply, Libra. You've arrived exactly where you're meant to be. And the best part? Your miracle hasn't even started yet. Let's begin. There's something quietly powerful about the way cosmic energies line up on days like September 27th. It's not loud or chaotic. It's intentional. Like a lock finally clicking open after years of carrying the key without knowing which door it belonged to. On this day, the skies are speaking in fluent synchronicity, whispering to your intuition rather than shouting through your logic. For those who listen deeply, the message is clear: you are ready. When the moon moves through Sagittarius, It acts like a spiritual amplifier. This is no ordinary lunar transit. It expands everything it touches, especially when it comes to beliefs, destiny, and divine connection. The moon here is not about control or caution. It wants you to leap. To say yes to the invitation you haven't even received yet. That soul nudge to reach out, to answer that message, to step into the unknown with an open heart. That's Sagittarius whispering to you, your path is about to get louder. Now add the rare harmony of Venus trining Uranus. That's where love and abundance come in like lightning, not to destroy, but to electrify what's been dormant. Uranus doesn't follow the rules, it rewrites them. And when it dances with Venus, the planet of connection and beauty, surprises arrive in the form of people you never expected to meet, opportunities you almost gave up on, and solutions that don't make logical sense but feel divinely correct. It's the kind of alignment that makes the impossible happen, not because you planned it but because your energy finally matched it. At the same time, Mercury in Virgo offers quiet clarity. It's in these moments, simple texts, casual conversations, seemingly boring meetings, that the true codes are hidden. The real answers won't scream at you. They'll arrive subtly, humbly. A sentence that lands deep. A word that gives you goosebumps. You'll know it when you hear it. Pay attention. You won't need to analyze. You'll just feel that click. From a higher perspective, this is the energetic formula of destiny, your willingness to take a step, the universe's readiness to respond, and your soul's decision to accept the shift. That triad action, alignment, agreement is what turns fate into transformation. You're not waiting to be rescued. You're agreeing to be rerouted towards something greater. Now let's add the numerology of this day. September 27th, 2025. Reduce it. 2 plus 7 plus 9 plus 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 5 is equal to 27. 2 plus 7 is equal to 9. In sacred numbers, 9 is the number of completion. Endings with purpose. Not loss, but release. The final breath before a new life begins. This is the number of spiritual graduation. Of letting go, not because you're broken but because you've outgrown what once fit. And maybe, just maybe, you've been asking for this for a while silently. Through long nights of prayer, whispered through busy routines. God, show me I'm not forgotten. Give me one moment of clarity. One person who doesn't leave. One reason to keep believing. And sometimes, God doesn't answer with a trumpet. He answers with a gentle nudge, with the right person crossing your path, with a situation that makes you feel seen in ways you forgot were possible. So if you've been feeling the energy shift lately, even in small ways, a sense of anticipation, a stirring in your chest when you look at the sky, a dream you can't shake, trust that. It's not your imagination. It's alignment. It's proof that you're in motion even when it feels like you're standing still. The invitation now is simple. Don't force the door open. Just stand in front of it with your heart unlocked. September 27th is not about chasing. It's about allowing. Let what's yours arrive, maybe differently than you imagined, but exactly how your soul remembered it would. Some people are born to shine quietly, soft but strong, graceful but resilient. Libra, that's you. Your essence is symmetry, harmony, beauty, diplomacy. You are the natural bridge between extremes, the healer of conflict, the balancer of energies. But here's what many don't understand. When you are constantly holding space for others to feel seen, safe, and loved, who's holding space for you? You've made a life out of being the mediator, the peacekeeper, the one who absorbs the tension so no one else has to. You keep things calm on the surface, even when inside, your waters ripple with unspoken needs. That's the part of you that the world rarely sees but the universe always notices. And tomorrow, that quiet part of you, the one that's been waiting so patiently to be chosen, to be prioritized, to be seen for more than what you give, finally takes center stage. There's something profoundly healing about what's coming. Because Libra, tomorrow isn't about you giving. It's about you receiving. For once, you won't have to explain, justify, or shrink to make space. You won't have to soften yourself for someone else's comfort. A sign will arrive and it may be subtle. A message. A look. A line in a song that feels like it was written for you. Maybe even a dream that clings to you long after you wake. However it shows up, know this, it's not coincidence. It's not imagination. It's divine appointment. These signs are gentle nudges from the universe that you are remembered. That your presence matters not just for others but for yourself. You were never meant to sacrifice your magic just to be liked or to keep the peace. Balance does not mean self-erasure. And tomorrow is your invitation to reclaim that truth, not as a revolution but as a quiet return to your worth. Think of how many times you've prayed not loudly, but in silent hope. Maybe not even with words. Perhaps through fatigue. Through holding back tears. Through wishing for someone to see your value before you had to prove it. And in those moments, whether you knew it or not, you were planting seeds. Not just into the universe, but into the divine system of cause and effect, where compassion doesn't disappear, it compounds. Energy never vanishes. It always circles back. I've seen it many times. People who give endlessly eventually reach a breaking point not because they're weak, but because they've gone too long without receiving. And then something beautiful happens. A shift. Not always dramatic, but always real. The right person appears. A door opens. A message arrives at just the right time. Some call it luck. I call it divine design. There's a woman I once met during a retreat who shared with me that her deepest fear wasn't being allanite, was being needed but never nurtured. She had spent years giving to her family, her job, her church, even strangers, but never paused to let herself be filled. Until one day, she received a letter out of nowhere from someone she hadn't spoken to in years, simply saying, "I see you. I remember who you are." That letter saved her. Not because of the sender but because of the timing. It was proof that she had been seen all along. Libra, tomorrow may not bring you a letter, but it will bring you confirmation. A mirror. A moment. And when it comes, don't second guess it. Don't push it away. Don't analyze it to death. Let it land. Let it be the answer to the questions you were too tired to ask out loud. Let it be your yes. You're not being pulled into the spotlight to perform. You're being placed at the center of your own life because you belong there. You always did. Sometimes what shifts your entire life doesn't arrive with fireworks or grand declarations. It enters quietly, wrapped in the form of a person. Not a stranger to your soul, but someone your spirit has long recognized, even if your mind hasn't caught up yet. Libra, the alignment you're stepping into on this path is not just about events, it's about encounters. Two individuals are entering your life. And they're not here to complete you. They're here to reflect you, redirect you, and remind you who you've always been beneath the masks you've worn for safety. The first presence will come with the energy of love that feels unlike anything you've known, not because it's louder or more intense, but because it's safer. There's no pressure to impress. No urge to hide. No need to edit your emotions to be palatable. When this person is near, your nervous system will exhale. Your heart will rest. You won't feel the need to fix yourself or hold back your dreams. You'll feel met. Accepted. Chosen not for what you do, but for who you are when you're not performing. Some call it soulmate. Others say twin flame. But labels are secondary to experience. The truth is, this kind of love rarely needs explanation. It just arrives, and you'll feel it in the softness of how they listen, in the way time slows down in their presence, in how your body no longer braces for emotional impact. It's not a love that demands grand gestures. It's a love that heals simply by staying. This isn't about a fairy tale. It's about finally being able to put your armor down and still be held. The energy of the lovers and the star in tarot doesn't promise perfection, it promises alignment. Light after long confusion. A return to center. Then there's the second soul, equally powerful, but in a different frequency. This person may not arrive with romantic energy, but their impact will be just as intimate. They are a mentor, a catalyst, a divine bridge between your current reality and your higher timeline. This could be someone older in wisdom or younger in years, but deeply aligned with your next level of growth. Their presence opens gates you couldn't locate before: career shifts, financial clarity, spiritual elevation. Sometimes their guidance comes as a single sentence that reorients your path. Sometimes it's an invitation into a space where your gifts are finally recognized. The Hierophant and the Chariot speak to this energy clearly. One is tradition and sacred knowledge, the other is momentum and breakthrough. Together, they suggest this person won't just give you answers, they'll remind you of what you already know. They don't save you. They point you toward your own power, your own brilliance. And they'll do so without ego, without strings attached. That's how you'll know they're meant to walk with you, even if only for a season. What makes these two souls significant is not their role in your story, but the way they activate you to reclaim authorship of it. They won't take control of your path. They'll help you see that you were never truly lost. Much like the moments when, in your quiet prayer, you've whispered for a sign that God remembers you, these people arrive as an answer. Not to rescue you, but to walk beside you while you rise. So when they come, and they willn't second guess their purpose. Don't shrink to avoid being seen. Don't question whether you're worthy of their presence. You are. You always have been. And perhaps, just perhaps, their arrival is proof that grace has been tracking you this entire time, waiting for you to say yes. It often begins as a quiet flutter in the chest, a sense of anticipation you can't quite name, a restlessness that's not rooted in fear, but in some deeper knowing that something is about to shift. If you've felt this, Libra, you're not imagining it. That's your soul picking up on what your mind hasn't fully processed yet. Energy always arrives before form. Intuition senses what's on its way long before it becomes visible. And when that feeling arises, when you feel strangely emotional, when your heart beats a little differently even though nothing has changed yet. That's the moment when the universe is already pouring the wine. This isn't just another phase or soft signal from the cosmos. This is the moment it all starts to make sense. When the path you've walked, sometimes with grace, sometimes with grief, finally delivers you into a space where receiving doesn't feel like a sin, and celebration doesn't require a reason beyond your own becoming. For so long, you've walked with dignity through delay. You've carried others even while you were barely staying afloat. You've mastered the art of patience, of silence, of smiling through uncertainty. And now, the return is here, not as compensation, but as confirmation. You never stopped believing. You never truly gave up. And that's why this moment is for you. There's a reason champagne is used to mark new chapters. It's effervescent, alive, bubbling with momentum. It breaks silence with sound. It announces joy with sparkle. When you open that bottle, whether literal or symbolic, it's more than celebration. It's a spiritual agreement that says, I am finally ready to receive. And more than that, I deserve to receive. Not because of perfection, but because of persistence. The tears you may shed around this time aren't because you're broken. They're because something deep within you recognizes you're finally safe to stop holding everything together. You're finally arriving at the life you always sensed was waiting for you just on the other side of endurance. Not a fantasy, not a wish, but a reality anchored by everything you've survived and every choice you made to stay soft in a world that asked you to harden. One woman I once worked with, after years of doing everything right, checking every box, staying kind in the face of cruelty, finally let go. Not out of despair, but surrender. She stopped micromanaging outcomes. She stopped chasing timing. She didn't give up. She simply let go. Within weeks, doors opened. A job found her. A partner appeared without games. Money she'd been owed for years suddenly came through. She told me later, it all started when I stopped needing to control what only God could fix. And that's what this moment is for you, Libra. A holy shift that begins not with striving, but with softness. A reward that flows from release. There's a sacred kind of strength in letting go of the timeline, while holding firm to the vision. When you do that, when you let life surprise you, that's when miracles come through side doors you never thought to look toward. This is not about waiting passively. It's about opening your palms, finally unclenching your jaw, and whispering to life, okay. I trust you now. That simple posture changes everything. It moves you from survival into surrender, from effort into ease. So if something within you feels like it's cracking open, don't resist it. That crack is where the light is trying to enter. And this light isn't here to blind you, it's here to warm you. After all this time, the celebration isn't just near. It's already begun. And the only thing left for you to do is raise your glass. Beautiful Libra, your moment of cosmic alignment is here, and it's closer than you think. September 27th isn't just another day on the calendar. It's a sacred checkpoint. The universe has orchestrated this precise timing for you to recalibrate your vibration, and if you're reading this or hearing these words, it means you're already in resonance. You've been chosen to prepare not with panic, but with presence. With softness. With readiness. Because what's arriving isn't loud, but it's monumental. One of the simplest yet most profound ways to step into divine timing is through conscious declaration. Words carry energetic weight. When spoken or written with intention, they become anchors in the energetic field. They act like tuning forks that tell the universe, yes, I'm aligned. Send it now. I invite you to write or speak this affirmation out loud. Right now, I welcome the miracles the universe is sending on September 27th. I am worthy. I am ready. Say it slowly. Let your voice carry the certainty your heart has always known. You are not begging. You are claiming. There is power in how you color your world. On this day, embrace emerald green not just as a color, but as a frequency. This shade of green isn't merely symbolic of money or loot, it radiates the energy of the open heart, the energy of trust, compassion, and emotional wisdom. Whether it's through a piece of clothing, a candle, or a plant near your space, let this color remind you of your ability to heal and be healed. When your heart is soft, miracles flow faster. To protect this sacred alignment, it's vital to guard your field. Avoid drama. Step back from criticism, from trying to prove your point, from feeding conflict. Even internally, if your mind is looping in judgment, comparison, or bitterness, breathe. You cannot hold divine blessings with clenched fists. Relax your hands, relax your heart. You will not miss what's meant for you. Instead, return to what soothes your nervous system. Let nature hold you. Let sunlight kiss your face. Let the sound of birds or the rustling leaves remind you of ancient rhythms older than your fears. Play that song that takes you back to a time when you felt joy in your chest and laughter in your belly. Even 5 minutes of this sacred nostalgia can reactivate dormant codes in your aura. Nourish your body with gentle wisdom. If you're feeling anxious or low, give your brain a boost with natural serotonin supporters. Sip on warm chamomile tea. Add chia seeds to your water or smoothie. Enjoy the creaminess of avocado, the mystery of dark chocolate. These are not indulgences, they are part of your ritual. Everything is energy, even your food. And when it's quiet, and the world hasn't asked anything of you yet, just breathe. Inhale deeply, I am ready. Exhale slowly, I am worthy. Again. Again. 9 times. Feel your ribcage expand with divine permission. Let your breath carry your intentions straight into the ether. That's how you become a magnet. That's how you draw it in. Remember, the greatest miracles don't arrive with thunder. They arrive in the silence between breaths, in the stillness you create within. That's where heaven whispers. That's where your destiny listens. If these words resonate with your spirit, write your affirmation in the comments and declare your alignment. I want to see you own it. And tell me, what memory does your soul want to relive this September 27th? What blessing are you ready to receive without apology? Share it. Let your voice ripple through this sacred space. Others will read your words and feel courage rise. You're not just preparing for a moment. You're becoming the moment. There's a quiet power in realization when you truly understand that you are not just witnessing the magic, but you are the magic. Libra, you've spent a long time playing the role of the giver, the supporter, the quiet strength behind other people's dreams. But now the energetic tides are shifting. It's no longer about waiting for the perfect moment or for someone else to choose you. From this moment forward, you are choosing yourself. And in doing so, the universe responds not with small favors, but with life-altering transformations. This isn't just about luck. It's about alignment. On September 27th, an energetic doorway cracks open just wide enough for miracles to step through, but only if you invite them. You do that by deciding, here and now, that you're no longer on the sidelines of your own life. You are the protagonist. The spotlight belongs to you. Everything you've heard in this reading, every affirmation, every visualization, every breath you've taken with intention has been part of that quiet awakening within you. You may not see it yet, but someone is already watching you from afar. One person is drawn by love. Another is being pulled toward you by divine mission. And neither of them arrives by chance. They are mirrors of what you've become: powerful, purposeful, radiant. But none of it matters if you don't own it. Because even when the gates of the universe swing open, you must be the one to walk through. That's not something anyone else can do for you. So I ask you now, what story are you telling yourself about your worth, your timing, your readiness? Are you still waiting for permission to rise, or are you willing to declare your readiness to receive? Let's make this real. In the comments below, write, "I open my heart to the miracle of September 27th." Speak it aloud. Let it echo through the corridors of your reality. And if you're ready to claim that divine 888 frequency, the vibration of abundance, alignment, and ascension, go ahead and comment 888 to anchor it now. This isn't about hoping anymore. It's about knowing. Knowing that your time has come. That everything that was once withheld is now returning with force and clarity. That you were never just a bystander in the miracle, you were always its author. Thank you for sharing this sacred space with me. If this message resonated, if you felt seen, lifted, or loved in any way, I invite you to like this video, subscribe, and stay connected with our soul family here at Zodiac Whisper Tarot. Your miracle is not on the way, it's already here. All that's left is for you to receive it.